Well, hello there, Retro PC Durham. Chris here with another video, and we got this cute little guy. Yeah, we've got this HP Compaq Microtower. So this is a, what is this, a dx2300, I believe, if I got that right, if I'm reading the label at the top here correctly. The font is a little weird on it. Yeah, dx2300 Microtower. Pretty cool. Got this from a donation from Lydia in Oshawa, if I remember correctly. So she's been very kind, helped her out with a couple machine repairs, and she's donated a couple old computers that she's had for a while that she, I guess, didn't need anymore or wasn't going to use them for whatever she was going to use them for. So this was one of the ones that was fully salvageable. I didn't really have to do much to it in terms of cleaning it up. Yeah, making sure that everything was upgraded inside. So unscrew the panel here and we can take a look at what's going on inside the machine. Panel comes off pretty easily, and then we'll take a look inside at what's going on inside the box here. So we've got a, I believe this Core 2 Duo processor is going to be in here. I've got 4 gig of RAM installed total. They're not a matched pair of memory DIMMs, because what usually happens is, you know, I run high and low, and I've got lots of 1 gig DDR2s, and 2 gigs I have a couple at a time usually, and sometimes I don't have matched pairs. So got 4 gig of RAM in here. We've got a Radeon HD, I want to say it's a 7350 or a 6450. We'll find out when we get hardware info running on this one, but I know it's a Radeon HD graphics card. And then the hard drive is a 250 gig SATA hard drive that's installed in here as well. And then the original, I assume this is the original power supply, this Best Tech power supply that's installed in here, which is probably not super high wattage. I don't even think I looked to see what it was. Yeah, it's a 250 watt power supply, so not awesome, but enough to run the board and whatever's plugged into the board and a couple peripherals. But you're not installing a powered GPU into this system because it's not going to be able to handle the draw of running everything off the board plus that. So one of the GPUs like this one here, where it just takes the 75 watts off of the PCI slot, is the best you're going to get. Yeah, so that's the whole spec there. Pretty simple. Again, I didn't have to do a lot with this. I just had to, the memory, I think there was like two 1 gig sticks in here, so I just had to upgrade the memory. I had to replace the hard drive that was in here and add the GPU, so we weren't using system memory. And yeah, everything else is ready to go. So I'm going to get this plugged in and we'll do our boot test. All right, you can kind of see how small this guy is. I can actually have him sitting just underneath where the bench monitor here kind of comes out over my desk. So I'm gonna hit the power button here and we will see how it goes. I noticed right away when I first booted this machine up how powerful that chassis fan is. Thankfully it is PWM enabled, I believe is the right term, so it will lower as the system finishes booting up and takes control and says, oh, okay, we're not overheating, so you can turn off. And I guess maybe this series of machines was being built and maybe reusing some parts that were coming from like the professional workstations or from like the server division or something. I don't know, where they would have stuck those kind of more powerful fans in that are designed to run at full power when you first boot up, in case of emergency, like a server fan does. And then once everything gets up and running, the BIOS or the system chipset controller says, no, we're okay, you can run at a lower speed and I'll speed you up when we get too hot. Who knows? Windows is finished booting up here. We're getting finished booting up here. We're not quite at the desktop screen yet, but we're getting very close. And I'm gonna get the camera moved very close so we can get a closer look at the screen here and look at our hardware info stuff. All right, here's the stuff in hardware info. Intel Pentium dual core E2160. So it's a Conroe processor. So that's a Core 2 Duo, but it's a Pentium class. So, you know, it's not a Core 2 Duo, but it's basically a Core 2 Duo. Okay, whatever, right? I mean, yeah. we're okay, I think. It's an LGA 775 based processor on this MSI 0A90 motherboard, which is, I guess that's the HP contracted them to build this the board for this machine. We've got a 250 gig SATA drive, DVD ROM drive, and then we've got that HD Radeon 6450. So that's a 1 gig DDR3 GPU, and then 4 gig worth of DDR2 memory installed in this machine. So pretty decent specs for an older machine. Let's see how decent these specs handle some 1080p or 720p YouTube action. I've got a test video ready to go here. We're going to try 720p first and see how it does. And I'm not looking all that great. We've dropped like 25% of our frames. Yikes. Let me pause this, and I'm just gonna lower the volume a little bit, but I'm also gonna see if we can drop ourselves down to 480p and see how much of a difference that's going to make in terms of our performance on the system. Let's give it a couple seconds to buffer up here, just so we're not dropping frames from buffering. Okay, let's see how good that goes. Yeah, this is better, right? 9 out of 300, 400, those could have just been buffer frames. Okay, so we're going to end up getting a 480p experience with this Pentium dual-core processor. Probably if we were in a Core 2 Duo, I think maybe the performance from a cache perspective or something might be better than what the Pentium has, but 480p is okay, and the rest of the system performance is going to be great. Business productivity stuff, Google Classroom type work, and word processing and all that stuff is going to work very well on this machine. And you know, that's the whole point of rebuilding these machines, so they can go out to somebody who otherwise would have nothing to work off of except for like a crappy iPhone or a tablet or something. So that completes my look at this HP Microtower. I hope you enjoyed this quick review. Let me know in the comments below if you've had one of these machines at the office or at home, or this series of machines from HP Compaq during its time, if they still make, if you still like them, if you never liked them, the goods, the bads, your opinions. I think it's a decent machine. It was easy to work inside of and relatively easy to upgrade. So yeah, hope you're staying safe and healthy, and we'll catch you in the next one.